This episode of Running Back Reviews is brought to you by Almost Anything Pawn Shop. Click the link in the description below. Spam Buster! Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Negaman.
And joining him today is your boy Shamai.
And welcome back to Running Back Reviews, a show where we talk about old video games and hardware that you might not be too familiar with.
And today we're going to talk about Street Fighter Alpha Warrior's Dreams for the PlayStation 1.
Street Fighter Alpha Warrior's Dreams is also known as Street Fighter Zero in other countries. It is a fighting game by Capcom originally released for the arcade systems on the PS2 hardware.
It was the first all-new Street Fighter game that Capcom produced after Street Fighter 2, which was also made in 1991.
With new graphics, a new design, and a whole new feel to it, this was a game that everybody wanted to play back then.
Now let's take a trip back into 95 and get into this review. First up is presentation.
When you very first load up the system, you are greeted with a beautiful cutscene brought to you by the workers at Capcom. They really wanted to show us that they were taking us into a brand new era ushered in by these new graphics, new characters, and an overall new gameplay style. And like the way that they show us this is by giving us this whole new anime-ish vibe. Ken looks younger, Ryu looks younger, and everybody just looks like brand new characters, and it's a really cool thing. And it was something that really made the game stand out in the arcade even more. So with that being said, I give the presentation a 9 out of 10.
Now after seeing these characters and what they did and whatnot, I had to bump that 9 up to a 10. They put a lot of work into all this.
With that being said, let's get into the sound.
In Street Fighter Alpha, we're treated to one of the most memorable sounds from my childhood, Ryu's Alpha theme. And now, that's not to say that all the other themes aren't good, but that theme just particularly stuck out the most to me. And now, within the game, you have the original arcade audio, along with a remix track that was made specifically for the PlayStation 1. And that goes well with all the crisp and clean backgrounds that they did within the game. And now, there are a lot of other odd sounds and themes to me, like Dan's theme. It sounds kind of goofy, but it grew on me in the later years. So, with all the work that they did to the many different soundtracks within the game, another one is Roses. I would have to give the sound an 8 out of 10. Everybody loves Ryu's Alpha theme. Everybody loves that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to bump that up a little bit because there's two soundtracks we're talking about, and the remix soundtrack is godlike. So, for me, the sound will get a 10 out of 10.
Next up, gameplay.
Street Fighter Alpha is a 6-button fighter with your light attacks, medium attacks, and heavy attacks. That goes for the punches and kicks.
Also in Street Fighter Alpha, this is when they introduced a new game mechanic, the Alpha Counter, and it put a new twist on how you would manage your meter. When you have one gauge or more available through your meter, while blocking, you can Alpha Counter. And what that is, when you're blocking, you put it in a combinations of buttons or motions to get pressure off of you and then get out of certain situations, which added more depth to the already deep gameplay.
There are two different styles of gameplay in Street Fighter Alpha. There is manual mode, where you pretty much do everything yourself, and then there is auto mode for the people who are just starting out with Street Fighter. Basically in auto mode, you have easy, simple input commands for supers, and you have auto guard. And auto guard basically blocks everything as long as you're not attacking. Whenever you attack, that's when you get hit, so be careful about mashing. Auto mode does have its share of disadvantages as well. You are not able to do level 3 supers with your simple input commands. You have to do those manually, so you will definitely want to go to manual mode when you're trying to get serious about this game, so definitely keep that in mind.
In Street Fighter Alpha, we were introduced to many different new characters, and along with a bunch of old fan favorites. You know, you got your Ryu, you have Ken, you got Chun-Li, and then you're introduced to a new Guile type character who is Charlie, who has way more swag than Guile did. Sorry, Guile. And then we're introduced to a few new characters like Rose, and then you have, you know, the joke character of the game, which is Dan. And each character has its very own unique play style. Some characters take advantage of the different unique pokes and aspects and different things they can do, while other characters may excel at zoning and grappling and rushdown. Also, only 10 of those characters are available at the beginning of the game. Later on, as you play through the game, you unlock different secrets and realize that there's 3 other secret characters, which are Dan, who I mentioned earlier, Akuma, and Bison. And then it just, adds more to the overall feel of the game.
There are actually chain combos that you can do with each character, going from light to heavy. And using that, you can actually get some pretty good damaging combos in. Also, this is the very first time that they added a 3-level super meter. And with that, you can do different levels of super. You got your level 1 super, your level 2 supers, and your level 3 supers. Level 1s and level 2s, you just kind of use that to get out of pressure sometimes and, possibly just chip them out and save meter for the next round. And, meter management is actually pretty important in this because you got your alpha counters as well. So there's just strategy on top of strategy in this one.
Before I get my verdict on Street Fighter Alpha, there's one more thing I'd like to go over. There's 3 different types of game speeds within Street Fighter Alpha. There's normal, there's Turbo 1, and there's Turbo 2. Each game speed has its own different unique aspect that it adds to the game.
With all that in mind, we give Street Fighter Alpha a Warrior's Dream a 10 out of 10. In closing, Street Fighter Alpha was really close to me because I really played the whole Alpha series growing up, and it was just a really good experience. Back then I wasn't a super fighting game enthusiast like I am now, but it was just fun, just spamming fireballs and just doing dragon punches all day and simple stuff like that. The super meters were really, it was really something you have fun with. So yeah, it was awesome.
For my closing thoughts, I have a lot of fond memories of Street Fighter Alpha 2. I grew up with the game too. I have a lot of fond memories of the game. One of my very fondest memories was when I very first found out that Charlie was his own unique character from Guile, and I just fell in love with the character. I really had a lot of fond memories playing as Charlie from Street Fighter Alpha, and all the music and everything. Like my brother said, it's fun just spamming fireballs. It's just a good old, just a good time. So I miss playing games like that, and I miss games like that. So, but times change, games change, and people change.
With all that in mind, please hit the like button, subscribe for more running back reviews, and be sure to let us know what you got in mind for the next one, because we're always open to listening to what you people have to say. And subscribe for more. We bring a whole different variety of shows to the channel. So yeah, y'all definitely subscribe for more, and that's pretty much it. So y'all know what time it is. I am Nega Man.
And I am Shimai.
And when you have time, be sure to run it back.